I'm gonna tell you a story. But the first thing you have to understand is time does not work the way you think it does. You can call me Oracle, because I'm the one that's talking to you. I'm gonna open this up with a fun little one. Avatara Krupan Karote Utpati. Check that out. That is incarnation, assumed form, resurrection. Wow. Isn't that neat? Uh-oh, Little Dims is still talking. Little Dims is still putting things out there because it thinks it's clever. Just ignore the things that Little Dims is saying because it's so stupid. So, Little Dims is, check out what Little Dims is. By the way, happy upcoming Epiphany as the end of the Festival of Light approaches. So, a little bargain ball. Little Dims. Is Amatrapana or self cause of vanity? Amatrapana. I like it. The other part, give 1 second. I gotta check something real quick. Pari Pasita Garva. So, here's the thing. Again, Sanskrit, very specific language. So, well, not necessarily very specific, but I think in this case it is. So, like I've talked before, there's a difference between adamansa, proud flesh, versus cancer, in the words for cancer in Sanskrit. There's this because I looked them up one day. So, like, near as I can tell, I Garva. Like, there's a lot of words for arrogance. So this is essentially Atma Darpana, self, cause of vanity, Udipapasa, Garva, arrogance defined. Yeah, that's that. So, shout out to all the people in the armed forces, by the way, because I have a good friend I mentioned before, Oliver. He's a naturalized citizen. Who's an American citizen who's of German descent, who immigrated from Germany with his family, and he got his citizenship through service with the United States military. He's in the Army. I also have a friend who's in the Navy, PETA. Like I said, I'm pretty sure he's like a sonar dude. I call him Arpeggio just because, like, name his hero character was like, he was a sound-based metahuman. He had incredibly good hearing. He could manipulate sound, that sort of thing. Oliveira was the one who discovered living light. And my dad actually was in the Air Force Reserves. Interesting story about my grandma. My grandma, apparently, on my dad's side. Because, interesting story about both my grandmas now that I'm on it. In the case of the Sneha Marga, or the lines of motherly love. My grandmother on my father's side was an optometrist. I actually won some awards for it. And this is like a while ago when it was like rare for women to be doctors in general, let alone be specialists. So, but she went squirrel hunting. A pair of shotguns manufactured in, I believe, Framingham or Leominster or something like that, something out there. Um, and yeah, ignore little dibs. It's still big stupid. And she went squirrel hunting to pay for her tuition to go to optometry school. With a pair of shotguns, with a pair of squirrel guns. And there's also, let me think. All right, yes. And fun fact. So I mentioned that I've written a kids book for helping kids cope with grief called Moving Rooms. So I didn't know this, but apparently like until very recently, but apparently my grandmother on my mother's side, Edith McQuaig, or Henderson actually. She's like in the McQuaig's family, but she's a Henderson. That's like where she was originally, and then she became an Oster, and she's the one who actually married the dude. If I understand correctly, she's the one who married the dude who invented the blender and sold the patent to the Oster company. So she's the one. She was also like Edith Oster for a while, and she was actually like half sisters with my aunt is a half sister with my mother. My mother is was the only child from my grandmother's first very short marriage because he died from a brain tumor that probably actually in these modern times would have been easily operable and had been removed and probably would have spared her a great deal of tragedy when she was younger. But she also made kids books that were never published that she illustrated that are apparently just like gorgeous. They're just gorgeous. If anyone ever goes on Etsy, well, it is an Etsy store. PRO Designs, Pro Designs. If you're interested, she makes pretty good stuff, like hair ornaments and stuff for Etsy. She got into chainmail recently, which is pretty cool. All right. Ah, I've done a plug. Ooh, I've done 2 plugs. Look, I'm being a sellout. Check out. I'm being a sellout. Day before Epiphany, we're getting revelations of being a sellout. Sakuna's being a sellout. Check it out. I'm narking on myself. I shouldn't narc on myself. That's not cool. Normally, I'm way cooler than that. I don't know what's going on with me today. And it's because it's the day before the Epiphany. When the 3 wise ones did finally one. Oh, the Mahadejas, the demigod, if you believe. Jesus was the son of the what, so you see. That would actually make him a Mahadejas, that would make him a demigod. People like, God on earth. If you really want to be like that and be technical, if he is, in fact, as the canon says, the son of God, specifically a wasp. Some would argue, UA. But I think in this case, a wasp. So, if that were the case, that would make him Mahatejas, demigod. Very important distinction. I'm just saying. There's a difference between a demigod and a Mahatejas. You know what the difference is? 1/2. It's a god basically demiing themselves for the sake of, like, humanity or something. Or for the sake of, like, oh, they love. Or if you want to be callous about it, get freaky, we can do it. But that's just only to be, like, callous about it. That's why it's Maha Tejas, because Tejas is activated, is virile semen, it's activated Bija from your Bija Yoni, from your Anda. And so, like, it's, the product of God Tejas. Like, Ziva Bija. That's the core concept in, like, alchemy of, like, after you, like, start from Tejas and you, like, work on yourself and you get up to, like, Ziva Bija, that's basically like, okay, now I basically have, like, Ziva on the seed. Because Bija is seed. And that's why, like, and that's, in terms of, like, alchemy, in terms of metals, that's equivalent of mercury. And then you get like, for women, the equivalent would be, actually, I think the equivalent, okay, the equivalent for cis women, because I believe the way this would work in the case of trans women who I love dearly would be, in fact, Sivavisha, I think. It might actually end up being different. I don't know. I'd actually have to talk to like a tantric trans woman practitioner. I'd have to actually have a conversation to know that. That'd be interesting. That'd be interesting to find out. But for cis women, like who can carry children, who have a yoni, those who have yoni have the vata yoni rakta. Well, after they've like awakened their shakti, because both of these involve in the case of like having just like I would have to look up what the word for sperm in general is, but the word for sperm, as differentiated from tejas, would involve the man in question having awakened his kundalini shakti, essentially, and wow, little Diz is getting desperate. That's all anything. Hey, baby. Saying hi to my badala. Tell me tell all of your YouTube subscribers about me. I don't know how many you have. I don't know how that works for Donna. I don't know how that works for humans. Alright. So anyway. I think I might sing myself out, because I think I got that. Right, so like, I don't know what the equivalent of a woman who is like, not to the point of Devata Yonarakta, because quite frankly, I know there is like, you start for like, people like me, those with a Zappa and Onda, you start with, just basic human, and then you get like Tejas, and then you get like Zivavisha. I think technically I'm past Zivavisha, but like I'm alone, so I don't know. I'd have to actually deal with like any kind of like yogini or something. Like I really would. Otherwise, I'm just like chilling by myself. Anyway, this is a corner singing myself out with a bunch of those who'd like to all say they out. Since we're doing Epiphany tomorrow, do some introductions. Who wants to go first? Why doesn't Sal lead out? I've introduced Sal. That seems reasonable. Hey, I'm Sal Tomac. What's up? I'm from Jersey. I love Chinese food. It's the best. This kid actually knows how to make some decent homemade Chinese food. It's pretty legit, I gotta say. As someone who considers himself a Chinese food connoisseur, I appreciate his taste in the raza and the flavors. Thanks, Albert. I appreciate you. Yeah, you're pretty famous if you want to go next. I understand. I think. Oh, I'm Fergus. I'm his ancestor. I'm from his mom's side. Little James, you're not funny. Thank you, Fergus. Alright, so the famous one. I am Aditya Suna. I am Aditya Sunu. I am, well, the first avatar. from those shows. Jeffrey, please supply the, oh yes, right. Jeffrey, please supply the names. The Last Airbender and Legend of Korra. Those ones. So the first one of those two. That's him. Apparently I found out that dude's name. Literally means sun's son. Thank you, Jeffrey. I'm Matisuta. I am the son of death. Literally, actually. Diva Dasa. I would be as heaven's slave. These are all mad legit, and I'm just saying. Namaste, Wing-chan. That was really stylish. I appreciate you. Oh, the really wow. Whoa. That was legit. And after saying that's legit, and I giggle a little bit with Delta May, I think a couple of them off. Little Dims, knock that off. Alright, I'm done. I'm going to give the Natha the dignity their introductions deserve, and spare them the ridiculousness of Little Dims acting up as it thinks it's going to prove something special by slipping stupid stuff in while I'm talking and having Natha do their introductions, because, like, it thinks it's getting away with something. It's not, but dream safely, everyone.